Ladies and G's, boys and G's, it's the forbidden son of athletics, KaraboJ, with a special episode of the TrackInsider ZA. As you can see, middle of my seat is the ASA president, Mr. James Moloi. And I am with, as always.
My name is Thapelo Mhlanga _ aka Thapelo, aka Thappies, aka
Yes.
Romeo. So yeah, we are here with another episode. We are here with the ASA president, and we're actually excited to be here. A little bit nervous, so yeah. So yeah, we're definitely gonna be out here to ask some interesting questions with the president.
Yes, thank you, sir. How are you, sir? How are you, sir? How are you feeling, Mr. President?
No, I'm doing fine. I'm okay. No complaints.
Is everything good?
No, everything is fine. It's
Nice.
okay.
Thank you for giving us this opportunity. I think it's really good to show that the athletics community is this good and it's this open, to have to be able to get the president of Athletics South Africa,
Okay.
to allow us this opportunity.
Allow us
Yes.
to sit with you in this interview is a privilege, it's an honor, and we are excited to be here and get
Okay.
to know more.
No,
I
thanks.
think it says much about the character and maybe the man that you are, because with everything that I try to do, with everyone that I try to interview or have a conversation with, we try first to get to know the person,
Okay.
and before we can get into the questions. And to me, let's say I'm someone who's not into athletics, how can you describe a Mr. James Moloi? Where is he from? Where does he grow up? And how does he first get exposed with the sport?
My name is James Moloi. I'm from Deep Kloof Extension in Soweto. So I grew up in Soweto, but I schooled in Petersburg. And then from there, I was an athlete before. I was running 5,000 meters, 10 kilometer and 21 kilometer. And then in 1991, then I left the country. I ran in Philadelphia, USA. And then I moved from USA. I ran in France. There's a place called Lens in north of France.
in France.
And then I moved from France to Belgium. I stayed in Belgium. There's a place called Charleroi in Belgium. I stayed in Belgium. And then I got injured in Belgium. But before Belgium, locally I was running a lot of races locally. They called it 15 kilometer. They called it Varsity Kudus. I won that race. It was 45 minutes and a couple of minutes. And then I ran the 21 kilometer, the Blitz, they call it Blitz 21 kilometer. I came second. I was beaten by Hartes. And then I ran the Devil's Roof to Thanin race. I won it 65 minutes. And then that time, like I said, I left the country. And then let me go back to the Belgium story. And then I stayed in Belgium. I ran several races in Belgium. But I got injured in Belgium. I was running and I fell, and then I got injured. I had to come back to South Africa. When I came back to South Africa, and then I joined the city of Johannesburg. I was working for the city of Johannesburg.
Yes, sir.
And then as a sports manager till date, I've been working for the city for a long time. I'm still with the city of Johannesburg as a sports manager. And then while I'm still working with the city, and then the athletic people called me. They said, please, even if you are injured, can you come and join us in terms of the administration? I said, oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's nothing that I can do because I love sports. For me, it's not all about money, it's a passion. You understand? Because I was an athlete, I understand the pain of the athletics, all the athletes. I said, no, it's fine, I'll come and join you. And then they chose me and they elected me. I became the chairperson of road running since from 2008 till up to 2019, if I'm not, 2010, sorry, 2010.
Yes.
And then in 2010, I became the president of Central Gauteng Athletics till date. And then in 2010 again, I was chosen as a chairperson of road running of Athletics South Africa till May this year.
This year, yes.
This year. And then I was supposed to be elected in 2014 as the president of Athletics South Africa, but I refused. I declined it. I said, no, I'm not ready because as you know very well, that Central Gauteng is the biggest province in South Africa. I said, you know what, let me just build Central Gauteng. And I did. I tried my best to build Central Gauteng. Maybe you know better. And then now Central Gauteng is the biggest. And in 2020, people approached me. They said, no, we want to nominate you, including my province, different provinces. I said, no, okay, because I've been with Central Gauteng since 2010. I think it's a high time I have to grow. I said, no, it's fine, you can nominate me. And then other provinces urged that, no, we want you. And then I said, no, it's fine, I'll just go for presidency. And then in May, 8th of May 2021, I think it's 2021 this year, and I'm being elected as a president of Athletics South Africa. So it was not my choice, it was people's choice.
People's choice.
Yeah. So that's correct, yes. That is right up to so far.
Now, take us back to you as a child, because a lot of times the person you grow up to be is the reflection of the childhood you had, the family you probably grew in, the school you went to. Like you said, you grew up in Soweto but attended school in Petersburg. How did that happen, and how was the family as a child? Did you have any siblings?
The unfortunate was I'm the only child at home, and then my mother decided to take me to Petersburg. Let me just say Limpopo now, I can call it Limpopo. There's a place called Devil's Kloof in Petersburg. So I have to move there because of the riots during that time.
Oh, okay.
So I had to move from Joburg, and then I schooled that side for a long time. And then immediately when after matric, I came back to Joburg. Came back to Joburg in Thapelo, and then I stayed in Thapelo. I started to run in Thapelo, joined the club called RM3, Ran Mine Athletic Club. And then I ran for that club for a long time. It's where a lot of people saw me running, and then they lured me to run different clubs, FNB, Athletic Club, and other clubs were looking for me. But I stayed with the FNB Athletic Club. And then it's where I decided to move to in 1991. I decided to move to America, and then from America to Lens to Belgium and all that and over there. That is there from me.
At this stage where you are now running, for one, we probably started with the cross country. We are into distance running. We are distance runners. We start with cross country. And how did you start? Which distance did you go for? Because all that maybe one can find out about you on the internet is the road running. Did you start with the track? Did you start with the road? And at what age?
Okay, at school, I think it was a primary school. I don't know. I was just running.
Yeah.
At primary school, I was running. I think it was 1,005 during that time. Because don't forget, in Petersburg, there's no cross country. Where I was schooling, there was no cross country. It was only track, nothing else. Understand? And then I ran 5. After that, when I joined the high school, I started to run the track and cross country, and then cross country that time. And then I came back in Johannesburg immediately after matric. I came back to Johannesburg, so I started to run cross country. Yeah. I started to run cross country that time, but I was running 10 kilometers. I was not keen in cross country, but yeah, I started with track and field. I was not running road, let me be honest. I was running 5,000 meters and then in cross country 10 kilometers. And then I started to graduate, because most these big clubs, FNB, they were big clubs. They said, no, we have to run the relay, and then we need strong people in the relay. Normally, most of the time, I was the one who was finishing all the relays all the time. Because
so you were the fastest one?
Yeah, because of the speed. So I decided to join and did the 21 kilometers and 10 kilometers. And then I still remember, after that, I decided to go and run in the London Marathon. It was my first time to run.
Oh, London Marathon is big.
42. I ran the 42 there. I don't know, it was 220 something, if I still remember. It was
at that time, it's
So I ran only that one marathon. I said to myself, I'm not coming back again. So now that's only one marathon. And then I ran the 2 Ocean Marathon. I don't know which year was it. It was 94, I still remember. And then I ran I was number 4 till up to 40 something, 41. And then I bailed, and then I said, no, I can't continue anymore. So, but my distance was 21. I was specialized in 21, let me be honest. 21 and 15, and then in 10 kilometers.
Nice.
So I was fast in that one, and 5 kilometers, yeah.
The move to, as you say, USA, was the big move that you made.
That's correct, yes.
And at what age is this? And it's big. Now we're seeing athletes move from country to country, coach to coach maybe. It's big, and I'm sure back then it was even bigger for a South African to move to a different country to pursue their dreams of athletics. What were you trying to achieve, and what was the move all about?
Actually, let me give you a scenario. We were running the 21 kilometer in, where was that? I think it was in Bedfordview, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Bedfordview. Yeah, in 21 kilometer. I won that race. Yeah. And then, like enough, those people, they had 2 tickets for juniors, because South Africa was readmitted that time in 1991 to international. We were the first group, actually. I was very young. I think I was 20. And then we were chosen, me and Eric Mhlanga. And then we decided they chose us. I didn't even know America at that time. They chose us to go and run in America, and then we did very well. Because I won the junior section, and then Mhlanga came 10th, if I'm not mistaken. So, and then they invited me time and again. They said I must come back. The following year I had to go back to America, but Mhlanga was not there. And then the race organizer said, no, you can stay with me, and then you can do some coaching clinics. I was doing some coaching clinics at the University of Pennsylvania, so which is a university around Philadelphia. I was doing some coaching clinics at primary schools, and then after hours I was training with the university students, Pennsylvania university students. I was training with them. They were just paying me to train them. Yeah, because I was good in 1,500 and 5,000 meters. Yeah, I decided to be with them, but till that time when my manager told me that no, now you must move to France to go and run the European cycle. I had to leave America to America, and it was in Lens, France. It was difficult in France because now the French people, they don't want to speak English at all.
Exactly.
At all.
Surely had to learn some French.
I still remember in March, I ran that race in 1992 in March. It was my first race in France. They said to me, I'm going to run 13 miles. I said to myself, 13 kilometers, nothing.
That's nothing.
I didn't ask what is a mile. I said maybe it's a mistake, it's a 13 kilometer. And let me tell you, I ran as fast, it was 255 a K. Yeah, 255, 256 a kilometer. When I reached 13 kilometers, I raised up my hands. Those guys said, no, what are you doing? I said, no, I'm feeling. I said,
13 miles.
13 miles simply means 21 kilometers. I had to move again.
There's still so much more to cover.
I had to run again, and then I ran that time. It was 61:59. I won that race, and it was cold, very cold. I didn't bring my jackets because I just came straight from South Africa. They have to buy me jackets, but the most important thing, they wanted to interview me. I couldn't speak French. Now they had to phone my manager in Manchester. My manager was training in Manchester. So time and again they had to phone him and ask him questions and then translate to me. It was so difficult and all.
And man, it's just an interview.
Yeah. And then I stayed in the hotel. So one of the hotel, the owner, he was the only person who can speak English. So every time if I want to eat something, I had to go to the kitchen, or to the owner to point what I'm going to eat today or whatever case might be. So it was not easy at all. And then black people were very, very few in the north of France. Very, very few. I was staying very, very few. I had to train 3 times and come back again, stayed in the hotel, the following morning train. And then I will get a call on Friday that you must leave to Luxembourg to go and run in Luxembourg. The car will come and fetch me. The driver couldn't speak English. I was just sitting in the car, not knowing where you're going and all
Exactly.
that. So it was just that life till I moved to Belgium. They in Belgium in Charleroi they speak Flemish. They call it Flemish, and then Flemish I can speak Afrikaans. So it's when I speak Afrikaans, they can hear me. It's similar with Afrikaans. It's like Afrikaans. So there, I was happy because I was staying in the place called a recreation center. Soccer players were staying there, soccer players and other sporting codes. So it was easy for me because Africans guys were there, Nigerians, Hungarians and all that. It was easy for me to communicate with them and all that. So it's where I got injured and I had to come back. I was not even supposed to come back home because I was supposed to stay there for 3 years.
Oh.
So I told that guy, I said, no, this knee of mine is finished. I can't sit here and stay here.
Yeah.
Because he told me that, no, let me take you to the hospital in Manchester to stay there. When we are fine, you will come back home.
You'll come back,
You will come back to Europe. I said, no, I'm not coming back. So let me just go straight back home. And then I had to come back to South Africa.
And what age was this?
It was, I think I was 25 that time. I think
Still young.
You were still
Yeah, I was
young.
still-
Actually.
I
I
was
think
still very young.
at the age of 25,
Yeah, I was still very young.
you were still very young, but then given the opportunity, don't you think you could have actually tried to recover from the injury?
Yes, you're telling the truth. Yeah, but like I said to you, it was so difficult because I was alone that side in Europe. Don't forget, it was immediately after apartheid era.
Yeah.
So I was alone. There were no top athletes coming from South Africa. So I was the only. I was staying with the time I was staying in the lands. I was staying with the Kenyans, Ethiopians, and some of them they couldn't speak English properly. So they were battling in terms of English. So it was not easy. So that's why I decided to say, no, let me just come back home.
Go
Yeah.
back home.
Yeah, that injury helped me a lot because I had to come back home. But it took time, I think about 2 years or 3 years not healing. I said to myself, you know what, let me just go to administration. When I'm okay, I will go back again. But I had decided to stay in the administration.
Before continuing, can you please, I'm thinking about the mic and how
Okay.
it might be a bit distorted. Yes, can you please take it down a bit? Yes, it's,
Yeah, you can.
it's perfect right there. You mentioned you won the Lance Half Marathon, the Varsity Kudus, and it's all over on your CV.
Then
It's public, so- and
in Devilish Kloof to
Yeah.
Tzaneen, yeah.
it's so
And
beautiful.
other races that
A lot you've won
Yeah, a lot.
internationally, locally,
Yeah.
and a decorated career at the age of 25, obviously. Unfortunately, coming back,
Yeah.
and you fell in love with it, and you there's one project that strikes me, which is I'm thinking to myself, wow, he handled this. You were a venue coordinator for the All Africa Games.
That's correct.
Yes, in 1999. How was that experience?
It was a good experience, like I said. I was coming from the HR. I'm got an HR background, to be honest. I moved from HR to sports because for me, HR, I really like it. Yeah, I had to move to sports and rec. And that time when I arrived, it was All Africa Games. So one of my senior, my director by the name of Junior Ramova, he said, no, because you are still young and active, please, if you can help me with the venues.
The venues.
And then I have to move around with the venues and all of them. Until today, till date, I'm managing some of these venues, especially the suites of the city of Johannesburg. We've got the suites in all the stadiums, in all the facilities. I'm the one who's in charge of the suites for the city of Johannesburg.
Nice.
So in other words, that the venue story, it helps me to go on with the venues.
I'm sure it was an experience that you till today, the whatever you've learned from that,
You still take it.
yes, it's still showing till today.
That's correct, because don't forget, All Africa Game was the biggest event that we had in Johannesburg. You know, you mess up with whatever that the venue or whatever case might be, you can put the country in trouble or the city in trouble. So I managed it very well. I managed very well. So and then I stayed there in that position, and I was appointed as a manager. That I was very young, and then they appointed me as a manager there, and then I became a manager till date. I'm still the manager of that year. But I'm managing all the suites of the city, which is part of the facilities that I'm managing. So I'm still there till date. So for me, it's easy because I'm working for the Department of Sports and Recreation for the city, and I'm managing athletics. So it's like hand in hand.
Beautiful.
So it's not a problem.
It's really a beautiful career to build on, and you come now, you get into athletics. You said it yourself from 2008. 2010 you become CGA Road chairperson, and then comes the presidency.
2010, yeah.
Yes, and in all this you say you are chosen by the people. What makes the people want to choose Mr. James Moloi?
Yeah, I don't know, I can't tell. But now I'll just maybe go back to, I think maybe back to the history of especially chairperson of road running, because I was managing road running perfectly. So it's maybe where the people saw me, my ability, you understand, in terms of leading. And again, the engagement, I could engage with people, I can talk with people. I don't play big in a small heaven, you understand, all the time. So I'm at the level of everybody. And then when I started to move to be a presidency, it was easy for those people because they knew me. Especially they were the chairperson. You know, you're being elected by the chairperson of the clubs, different clubs in Central Gauteng. It's about 310 clubs in Central Gauteng.
Yes.
Like I said, Central Gauteng is the biggest province. You mess up with Central Gauteng athletics, you know very well that people are not going to take you seriously. When I moved to the presidency in 2010, I had to get them the sponsors, this and it, and then try to fix HR matters with Central Gauteng. And it's where everybody, even from the other provinces, saw my ability in terms of the leadership. And then everybody says, now, if I could handle this pressure from Central Gauteng as the biggest, and then it shows that nationally I can do it. And then I became a chairperson of road running while I'm still the president of Athletics South Africa. So, but now again, they just saw me that my ability to run the show. So it was so easy because now, and time and again, if the president was not around, I was acting.
You were the acting.
Yeah, I was acting all the time. So I think maybe that's the reason. I might be wrong.
I think us also, we are also actually studying sports management. So for you to actually be in the position that you are, it is quite inspiring to see where you have come. But then I would also like to ask, where do you see yourself getting, or where would you like to see yourself go and take the presidency of ASA? Where would you like to see yourself get ASA?
It's a very easy one because now, like if you know our president of World Athletics, Sebastian Coe. So for those who don't know Sebastian Coe was an athlete before, 1,500 and other distances. He was a good runner. So he was a board member of it used to be IWF that time, and then he moved from ranks, and then he became the president of IWF for argument's sake. So now I think maybe the position of the president of Athletics South Africa can build me to be in that position of Sebastian Coe, to be a board member of World Athletics, and then from the board member side, and then I can move to the position of the president of the World Athletics. It's easy and possible.
Yes, it is, because one thing I can say is South African athletics has been developing quite a lot, and I can even say in the past 10 years it has been a great journey to see how athletes have also developed from that, and for you to want to be able to reach such levels, I think it is very inspiring for you to work to such a goal, because what you have achieved is also amazing, and the work that you have done is amazing also at the same time.
Yeah, but what I'm going to push now, and my first priority, is to see all our events in Athletics South Africa to be televised live. Yes. That one is a must. To me, it's a must. I'm not going to compromise on that. So we want all our events in athletics to be televised. And then all our championship in Athletics South Africa must be a standalone events. Yeah. So there mustn't be anything on the day. It must only for our championship. It must only for our championship. It must be standalone events. In other words, I'll give you a good example. If it's a track and field next week for Athletics South Africa Championship, there mustn't be anything happening in all provinces. People must just concentrate on that. On that athletics, nothing else. So then I'm busy with negotiating with the broadcasters to say any broadcasting that I'm going to get. But now I'm negotiating with SABC. Any broadcasting that I'm going to get, it must be live. All our championships must be live. And then I'm trying to push with them to say, if I can have maybe one from each province, their championship, maybe their championship in provinces to be televised here. It will help to identify talent in all these provinces, these small provinces, because now everybody will want to go there, and we can identify maybe one runner there. But if it's not televised, nobody will know about that runner. You understand what I mean? So we are spreading to all provinces. If I can speak to the broadcasters to say, let's go to rural areas and identify athletes. But if the event can be televised, maybe it will attract most of the young athletes to join athletics, because they will say, I saw so and so on TV, I want to be there too. So you understand what I mean? So, but if things are not televised, nobody will be interested in it. Everybody, if you still remember rugby, everybody, I didn't know rugby, but immediately after the World Championship of Rugby, I even bought myself a T-shirt of rugby. You understand? But if in the athletics we can do the same. And the other one that I want to do is that I want to attract more ladies in athletics and even in management. We don't have enough ladies in management. We don't have enough ladies in athletics. So if I can attract most of those ladies in athletics and even in management, I think we'll be achieving something. And then I'll be trying to get more sponsors for different commissions. Let me just say, track and field must have its own sponsorship. Cross country must have its own sponsorship. Road must have its own sponsorship and all that. That will be, I think, that will build athletics going forward.
Yes, I think that would also it would be so good that if that is the plan, the youth also play such a good important role, because if that can be implemented, it would help the youth so much. As they would see something that they love, and they will work towards it, knowing that it's something that they want to build against. And I think that is really, really good. The
one that is important to me is I just want to go back to the legends. So we want all the Josat Tungwanis and all and everybody, the legends, because I want to make use of the legends by taking them to be the what we call managers of the team managers.
Team managers, yes.
Those who don't want to be team managers, they can be coaches, or they can do whatever that they want to do. So we will put the workshops together for them, and then go through and find out their problems, where their problems are, where can we put them, and all in different provinces where they're coming from, because everybody's not coming from Johannesburg. In other words, I'll go to the Limpopo, they can identify somebody, and then I'll ask Limpopo, the Federation of Limpopo, to make use of this particular person in your province. And then I'll go to Northwest and get a legend, please make use of this particular person. And then from there, if we've got our championship, or the team is leaving to Europe, I'll get one of them to say, let this person to be a team manager. Let's try to motivate our legends, and just to leave them like that. It's not fair.
You've mentioned in some interviews you've done that one of your big things, you've mentioned sponsorship, and you now mentioned that the negotiation with SABC, also getting the ladies into the sport. But now comes the part of development, and you finding a development manager who will be working hand in hand with development coordinators in these different provinces. How has that been going, and what's the plan? And does it have more detail? If it has, please explain.
No, that one is very easy, because at the present moment, as Athletics South Africa, we are still looking for money for sponsorships. Immediately we got the money for sponsorships, I think is where we are going to appoint this particular person, the development manager. This development manager will work with different provinces, 17 provinces. And I'm just urging that I know that some of the provinces, they don't have money, but if we can have development officers to all these provinces, it will help a lot in terms of that manager to deliver. And then we'll appoint a technical manager from the office, the person who's going to deal with the technical matters in events, in all events. So because those two will formulate policies, their duty is to formulate policies and to monitor development in all provinces. So in that way, I think it is going to be easy for us to identify talent in all provinces, because he will go to Transkei, he will go to Limpopo, he will go to everywhere. That's part of this job. Yeah. So it's going to be.
Okay, I'm sorry for. But then in terms of having that, do you think it will also facilitate for having to take an athlete? Also, if I will come and take you from a specific place as a person who's scouting, I take you. Do you think those people will also be assigned, let's say, to a specific school? If I am going to take you when you are a young athlete, and I take you and I will place you, do you think those people will also be able to place an athlete in a specific school, try to groom them from there on, and try to work them?
We will have what we call monitoring and evaluation. If you understand what I mean. And then we will sign the MOUs with the academies, different academies in different provinces. So when we take that child, you will take that child to the particular academy, or we will take that particular child to certain school where we know very well that we've got a communication with that school to
to project, because it's not all about athletics, because these young children must go to school too. So that immediately when we identify a talent, we'll take them to Thappies, we'll take them to to all different universities where they are going to be taken care of. So we will sign the MOUs with everybody around the country to say, please, as athletics, we want to sign the MOUs with you, so that when we identify a talent, please, you must take, because not everybody can be in Joburg, let me be honest. So we've got universities all over South Africa. So if we can take those children to those different universities or those schools, maybe primary schools, high school, we've got good high schools in all provinces, and then we'll take care of those children from our side and give them a good education.
The biggest problem or the biggest project seems to be sponsorship, which is maybe finance. And in all maybe plans that you might have, it needs some type of funding. What is the plan to get the funding? How does ASA get funding?
Yeah, from because somebody could be watching and then they might want to be.
Okay. For now, like I said, the promise that we've got is broadcasting. We've got, when you sign with the broadcasting, there's a certain money that you receive from broadcasting. Yeah, that one is number one.
Okay.
Number two, we have already sent the proposal to different companies. I'm not going to mention their names, to different companies, but those companies, they've shown the interest to say we will support you. But we are, there's a procedure that we have to follow, and then they are still going to meet with their boards and all that. But they will come back to us, because now I've got only a month or two, if I'm not mistaken. But those people are saying they are promised that they will come as soon as possible. And I'm still urging for those who still want to join Athletics South Africa. They can do so in terms of sponsoring, and because it's all about the country. It's not all about me. It's all about country. It's like plowing back to the country, because now, like you said, we are preparing for the Olympics, and we are still going to prepare for the other Olympics for now, the World Championship, Olympics, and other things. But I think immediately when the sponsors so that everything is being televised, I think everybody will want to come, because when you go to the sponsors, they've said, what I'm going to get out of this now. Well, there's any TV, but immediately when they say there's no TV, they said to hard luck, and then because we want to be seen somewhere, our product to be seen. But this broadcasting story, if I can finalize the broadcasting story, I think it will help us to get a lot of sponsorship. We want to bring things like Asian Grand Prix, if you still remember. We want to bring all these big events. We want even to apply for these big events internationally. So, but we can't do that if we don't have money. So, but we'll do our best to get money and then to run the best athletics in South Africa.
Okay.
Well, recently being selected as the president of ASA, do you feel like you are under any pressure, or you are, should I say, nervous about the upcoming Olympics and how South Africa is going to do?
Nothing at all. Nothing at all, let me be honest. I was just fortunate, like I said, I was part of the board even before. Even now, like I said, I'm coming from the big province. So for me, no, I'm not really nervous, because now, if you can see now, our athletes are doing very well. And then we even see new talents coming. There's a young man coming from Texas, that young man who qualified for party 400 and 200. Now people are motivated. People are motivated. If you can check our board, 80% of our board members are former athletes. If you can check it, you can go through. 80% of them are former athletes. So it motivates some of these athletes to say, now maybe these guys who are leading us, they are going to do very well. And then we promise that we are going to do our best. So now coming back to that team, if you have seen the 100, 1 by 100, they won. They won. And then even this youngster, I think this youngster would help them in terms of the relay. And then I think the team is good. And then if you have seen Wade when he qualified, you can see now he was not even running fast, so he qualified. But I got a very strong feeling that 2 or 3 people we are going to get something out of it. I'm not going to say gold or silver, but we might get something. There might be a lot of miracles that might happen. We don't know.
Now the selection, the first part of the selection has taken place. We saw the names being released. Comes now the 29th of June. The due date for the selection.
That's correct.
And there are some athletes who are close to qualifying,
but who have not.
Who have not, you know, your Caster Semenyas yet, Precious Mashele.
Okay.
We saw him at the ASA meeting in Cape Town. Beautiful meeting, by the way, sir.
Okay.
What is the plan for those athletes? And looking at the leagues that are left, there's one league this week. I think there's two this week, Northwest and Boland, which is a field meeting, and then there's the July meeting, which you guys are planning. For the 9th and 10th.
I think I spoke to KwaZulu-Natal. They have arranged the meeting on the 29th, which is the
29th of June.
Yeah, 3 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
So I think I'm just crossing my finger that some of these people like Mashele to qualify. And then there's another one in Europe on the 29th. I think it was on the 29th. So I'm going to speak to SASCOC if maybe they can give us till up to midnight. Yeah, to qualify, because we want Caster to qualify. So I'm aging with them. I'm going to speak to the president of SASCOC just to allow us if maybe Caster can qualify on the day. And then Mashele will qualify because they're going to run plus minus 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
that time,
he's looking good.
Yeah, that time we will know the results up to so far. So, but those are the few athletes that because they have tried their level best, Mashele and Caster, they have tried their level best. But if there's other athletes that they think they will qualify, let them go to KwaZulu-Natal and have the opportunity, because we don't know what's. I'll give you a good example because miracles are happening. I'll give you why I'm saying miracles are happening. If you still remember in Atlanta, and Josiah Tuma was not in the team. He was a reserve, and he was not known.
No one considered
him. Nobody knew about Josiah him. And then he came back and he won gold. So that's why I'm saying anything can happen. You know, the fitness is something else. You understand? So like Americans, they drop the baton. They were the best, but they dropped the baton. So that's why I'm saying, especially in relays, anything can happen, because weight it might run the 4x4 relay. And then, so especially the relays, I'm positive with the relays. Besides the individuals, but the relays are very good. They are going to be very good. And most of them, they are not around. They are in Italy, all of them. Most of them. And you can check, even the marathon can surprise people. The marathon runners, Mokoka, especially Mokoka, because he's relaxing now, he's training for the Olympics, and Gerda Steyn is training for the Olympics. So, and especially marathon, Olympics is something else. It's not like world champion. Olympics, anybody can win.
People fight.
Anybody can win. So let's just wait and see. If you have seen the Mokoka, Doha, he was there. He was there.
Doha,
in Doha.
Placed fourth.
So if we can keep that momentum or that pace, I think we might come up with something. Maybe
he can get something. We hope he can get something. With the African champs being cancelled, obviously it's a huge blow for some of the South African athletes that had qualified. Surely the meeting on the 29th of June is also an opportunity for them just to get that last race, that last effort. And looking at not only the Olympics, there's World Under-20s this year. That team is a bit of a big team. How are we looking at them performing at their best for them to maybe even next year qualify for the 2022 Commonwealth Games and the World Champs?
You know, I think Olympics, the one who's going to help these youngsters to say our leaders are there, our seniors are doing very well. And even for them, they will do their level best to do better, because they will think that, no, 3 years to come or 2 years to come, there will be Olympics, at that level. That one, it will motivate them very, very much. You can see that our youngsters are coming very, very strong. And then we are really investing in the universities nowadays and colleges. We have combined the two. The colleges were not competing with us before, so we have taken colleges to be with us. So we are strengthening our athletics and our athletic body with the colleges. So I think we will have a lot of these under-20s coming from the colleges because they never had an opportunity. But we are going to send a very, very strong team to Kenya. I think it's Kenya, if I'm not wrong.
It's Kenya.
So we are going to send a very, very strong team. But those ones, we are going to tell them that, please, you must do well just to qualify for other competition and other things. Because some of them, they are growing. They will be seniors sooner or later. But they have to show us now if they are going to do well.
With speaking about that, having our under-20s, I want to compare our junior athletes with our university athletes. I'm sorry. I know we don't have much time left. How do you think you plan on helping, let's say, with meetings with athletes who are in university. I've always thought and seen that there could be a little bit of more races in the university circuits, as in I feel like in university the athletes are not, there is race time, but it's not exposed to as much racing as, let's say, as it would be as they have in the USA, or as athletes would like in university. How do you think one day that could be changed, or that could actually make a change, as in where they could, open to more races in their season?
We are fortunate now because the president of, I think maybe the member of USA Universities is part of the board member.
Is it Hendrik Mukhanyeti or Jazz?
No, Hendrik is there. Jazzman is there. So we are going to sit together with Jazzman to give directions in terms of that. We've got SASA will be there with us sooner or later. SASA will be there with us, which is high schools and all these schools and all that. They are going to be part of us in terms of they are going to be there will be a board member. The president of SASA will be our board member sooner or later. He's still out, but he's coming. But now that will help us in terms of when we do competitions, we'll sit down together and plan the competitions together so that we mustn't have that clash. Next week is university, this week is the schools. We don't want that. So we just want to structure those things together. Just to say, all of us, we are going to support universities. Maybe the next month we are going to support the high schools. That
Seniors.
week we are going to have a senior championship, all of us and all that. That will help us going forward. There are not going to be competitions anymore where we compete against each other.
Last question. Do you trust yourself in this position, and at all means should the athletics community trust Mr. James Moloi?
For me, it's a very easy question because now I must prove myself. Whatever the deadlines that I have to reach, I must just prove myself and do the right things. And then it's up to the people to say, now you can trust me. I cannot trust myself. I trust myself, but now it's up to people that I'm saving, that if they're happy and they'll understand. That's why I'm rushing the deadlines all the time. I've started with two board meetings. They are gone. Last week there was a strategic session for 3 days. It was gone. So step by step, I'm ticking the boxes. You understand? I'm not relaxing. I'm moving with the speed. I don't have time anymore. So if you deliver, it's up to the people. That the people will say that man is doing very well. But if I don't deliver, people will say, anyway, yeah. But from my side, like I said, I've got passion in athletics. I want to see athletics successing and growing. So, but I'll do my best. But it's up to the people after 100 days to judge me, to say, okay, you've got the right person or the wrong person.
You've definitely emphasized that the first 100 days is the important days.
Yeah.
Ladies and G's, boys and G's, it has been a good conversation with Mr. James Moloi. Can you please sign these spikes? These are the TRACKINSIDER ZA spikes.
Okay.
Everywhere you go, we'll let people sign them.
Okay, no, it's fine.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thanks, sir.
From the president to Thappies and me, the forbidden son of athletics, KaraboJ, with another episode of the TrackInsider ZA. Thank you for joining us.